Hey guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Budget Hunters TV. I'm Austin, your host, as always. And it is getting cool outside. It's not getting super cold just yet, but we're getting into fall and I can't be more happy. Hunting season is coming up for white-tailed deer here in the great state of Texas. And I'm sure for the rest of you hunters, you've already been, killing deer, been seeing your posts and stuff like that. Congratulations if you've already got yours, and best of luck if you haven't yet. But one of the other things that we're going to do besides hunting, and one of the things I want to talk about, is camping. It's a great pastime. It's something I've done my whole life. It's something I really enjoy. It's a good way to get out of the way from everything, put technology aside for a while, which is weird coming from a YouTube channel, but putting away technology from time to time can be a positive influence on your life. But one of the big components that I love so much about camping, I love getting in the tent and sleeping outside and seeing the stars, and all that is great, but one of the bigger parts, for me at least, is the fire. A good campfire can make or break your camp. It can get really bad. I've had both ends of the spectrum happen. I've had it where you couldn't get a piece of wood to light to save your life. With every lighter and every trick you have, nothing was going to work. So they've come up with better ideas than just holding a lighter to a stick, a wet stick at that. So we're going to test a few of those out today. So we're going to do like a Walmart versus. Now Walmart's brand of camping gear, outdoor gear, equipment, whatever you want to call it, is called Coughlans. Now these are Coughlans waterproof fire sticks. And these are from Walmart. That's where I bought them. And they say they start fire quickly and safely, leaves no odor, burns completely, easy to store or pack, non-toxic. Lights easily even after being submerged in water. Well, we've got to test that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a dry one and see if it'll light. And then we'll soak one in water and see how it does. And we're also going to compare them against these. This is Duraflame. It's more of a brand name. These are the Duraflame stix, which is essentially the same thing. I didn't see anything that claims that they're going to work wet, but it's essentially, it's a fire starter. So we'll test them both out and see which one we like better, see which one's better for the money. Duraflame is generally going to be a little more expensive, so we'll find out. Now this is the Coughlans. It's kind of mixed between carpet and particle board, so is what it feels like, at least. I don't know what all the components are in it. If you want to find that out, you can probably head to their website and find out there, because I don't know. But we have our lighter, we have our dry piece of fire starter, fire sticks, and let's see what happens. And we have a flame. Let's see if we can get it to light a little bit better. And there we go. So it's lit, and this is what you're going to put underneath your logs, your small twigs and all that to get your fire started. It is burning. It's burning pretty slow, which is what you want. So it's working pretty good. Now, is it windproof? No. So if you have high winds, you're going to have issues. But let's see if they work after water. See if we can get one lit. So I have one here that we are going to put in water. So I've got a bowl of water right here, and yes, it is water. You can see it dripping. We're gonna get it nice and wet, and there, it is soaked. So we're gonna shake it off a little bit, try to get some of the standing water off of it. We'll try and light it and see what happens. So let's see if it lights. There's a lot of crackling and popping going on. Ooh, a lot of it. And we have a flame. Wow. So it actually does work. And trust me guys, this thing is still wet. It's still dripping on my fingers. but it's burning. 2 Walmart's credit, 1 for Coughlans. And it's out. So this is not going to be a windy day situation unless you have some good cover to protect your fire from. But if it's just a little damp, there you go. Even if you drop these in water, they still work. So moving on. Now the Duraflame stix. These are a lot bigger. Let's see if we can get one to break off here. Yeah, here we go. So Duraflame stix. Now this one is waxy. This, it almost looks like the same material except it's darker, and it feels a little disgusting. It feels really slimy, almost kind of slimy. So let's see if this one lights. So we got the lighter to it. It's smoking. Gotta hold the fire to this one a little bit longer. And it's lit. Okay. It's burning pretty slow. That's what you want. It's doing good. So they both are at least flammable. They didn't lie on that part. Now I'm curious if these are going to be just as waterproof or water resistant as the Coughlans. So we're gonna dip it in water. See what happens. So I dip one end of it in water. There we go. Let's see if it'll still light. The other one took a second, so we'll see. It's got the same popping as the Coughlans did. And it lit. Wow. Seems like they could have thrown that on their package, being just as waterproof as the Coughlans brand. Impressive. Also, not going to be great in a windy situation. And it's out. Okay, so they all do light, but will they start a fire? Let's go over to the fireplace. Let's find out. Okay, so here we are. We've got the Coughlans and the Duraflame. So we're gonna put them in here, and we'll see how it does. I'm gonna step behind the camera for a minute so we can see what happens. So let's start with the Coughlans. I'm gonna put it right underneath this piece of wood. Gonna light it. And this wood is dry. Actually burned it the other day. So it's as dry as it can possibly be. Just having a little trouble lighting. Do we have a flame yet? We do. Let's see how fast it spreads. Oh wow. It's actually reaching up and touching the very bottom of that log that I have on there. There's a couple of logs back here. And you can see they are as dry as can be. So we have flame that's actually touching the log. So I think that would actually start it. It's going slow. I mean, it has a nice slow burn to it. So seems to be working pretty well. So yeah, I think Coughlans is definitely working. It's definitely getting that wood hot. I can already see the smoke coming off the wood. There you go. There we go. Wow, that took a lot more air to blow out than I thought. So we're gonna move this one back a little further, and we'll put this one up here in its place. Okay, so now we have the Duraflame. So put the lighter away for now. Let's see what happens. Now, we are not giving this the best opportunity to start a fire, but we're giving it pretty close to that. Generally, you want to start with smaller twigs, smaller branches, and work your way up into the bigger logs. But seeing as these logs were really dry to begin with, I think this is a pretty fair test. And it is touching the base of the log already, so they both seem to be working pretty well. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a little bit of there is some smoke rolling off the top of the log. I think you might be able to see it right there, but seems to be working pretty well. Let's put this one out and save it for another time. All right, so there we have it. So, in conclusion, the Coughlans seem to work just as well, but they claim to be waterproof. And the Duraflame, that carry quite a bit heftier of a price tag, are much bigger, and they come in a bigger pack than the fire sticks do. They also seem to be just as waterproof, although they don't advertise for that. So why they don't promote that more, I don't know. I think they should. What do you think? You think they should promote it just as much as Coughlans does and put waterproof in big bold letters on it? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Budget Hunters TV. I hope you learned something, and I hope you have something you can take with you into your next camping trip. But guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.